What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet, and I am black up in your face again with some more pro black commentary. So, I guess I got my work really cut out for me here, folks, because I should have known when I set out to encourage black women to have their natural hair with my artwork that it was going to be an uphill battle. But it seems like every so often I'll just see I don't know, just like a grouping of content that'll come out that is very disturbing when it comes to showcasing black women or just black people loving themselves. And well, they should be loving themselves, but what they're really doing is being very detrimental to themselves. And one of the videos that I've seen very recently is this black woman here talking about how, black hair doesn't grow, or, black women don't have long hair, their natural hair anyway, and that they have to wear wigs and weaves because otherwise they'll look too masculine. And even this woman herself says that if she has her natural hair, she'll look too masculine. So just like within the span of not even a minute, this woman just rattled off every type of stereotype there is about black women with their natural hair. And this is coming from a black woman who has very strong black features. She has like kind of the nose and the very big lips, and which is nothing wrong with that. I think that that's beautiful, right? That's the way black people are supposed to look. But she thinks there's something wrong with it, and she has a big problem with her own hair. So I'll play a little bit of what she says here, and then I'll get back to it with my own commentary. Okay, so let me play what this woman has to say about her own natural black hair, and she's not even showcasing her real hair. She's wearing a wig in the video. But let's listen.
Not have long hair. They do not have long natural hair. Black hair does not grow. It does not grow at the same uh, speed as other races of people. When we cut our hair, that's it. It's going to take a little while for it to grow. Damage or undamaged. Why do you think one of the major ways to make money is to sell black women growth oils? And I'm going to go here. I do not look feminine with natural hair. And I think most black women do not. They do not. And for a lot of, I know me, I feel prettier with wigs or straight hair. I feel prettier. I feel more feminine with hair, wearing hair that mimics another race of people. And I
That's a damn shame. That's a crying shame to hear that from a black woman, that she would actually open her mouth to say that she feels more feminine and more beautiful with another race of woman's hair on her head. And she's got like this little short bob or whatever that she's wearing. And I'm going to tell you this, sister, and this is just me being honest. I'm not trying to tear you down, but you look ridiculous with that wig on. Okay, I feel like this about a lot of black women when they get these wigs that try to imitate how white women look. You look ridiculous with that wig on. You look more like yourself and actually more beautiful when you have your natural hair. All this nonsense about you look masculine with your natural hair, that's nonsense. That's something that has been implanted in you by this sick and twisted society. Okay, this sick and twisted society that has attacked you constantly for looking the way God made you. Okay, you got this weirdo, disgusting, and blasphemous society that has tried to make it seem as if there's something wrong with black people for looking the way that we look. Like we're cursed or something like that for having our features, for having different types of hair, for our skin tone, for our body parts. They even come down on us for that. So, there's this constant attack from this society that has been built up over generations that constantly tries to make it seem as if there's something wrong with us for just being us. I talked about this before when I talked about, that ridiculous buffoon Thomas Sowell going out there and regurgitating a lot of white racist talking points in regards to black people. But, this whole idea that there's something wrong with you being black is a problem. And it's something that we as black people should stand up against. This is something that we should push back against at all costs. Because if there's something wrong, or if we can't even be ourselves the way we were born, the way God made us, then we might as well not even exist. That means if we accept that mentally, then we're accepting our own extermination. We're accepting of our right not to be, our right to not be, just to live, or our right to just be considered as humans. If we're not pushing back against that, that's what we're dealing with. Is just a straight up attack on our actual being. And it all ties into this idea that there's something wrong with black women having their natural hair, and there's something wrong with black women, just like I said, looking the way God made them. That's a problem. And if you start thinking that way, you have acquiesced to this white supremacist demon that has constantly told us that we are below human. Okay, you acquiesced to these bastards who should not be anyone that we are even looking up to. But if you're acquiescing to these demons out here who are lower than scum themselves, then you are allowing them to shape your reality and letting them describe you and define you and make you something palatable to them. And we don't need to be palatable to them. We need to be ourselves. We need to define ourselves. We need to appreciate ourselves on the way that we want and the ways that we feel are great. We need to define our own beauty standards and decide how we want to look and what we think is attractive. It has nothing to do with what these demons want. It should always be about what we want. Understand that? So, like I said, I've been doing my best to change the narrative, and I've done so with my coloring books. I have a brand new one that's out right now called The Lovely Ladies of Naturally Cute. If you want to go buy it, go to Amazon.com right now. I'll provide a link where you can go buy the new coloring book, but it is available right now, and you can get it for yourself. And once again, those coloring books, the Naturally Cute coloring books, are all about inspiring black women with their natural hair. So that's part of the things that I'm trying to do to keep pushing a different narrative than what we're used to. Because obviously this woman here, she's been completely brainwashed by this society to think that she's not worth anything unless she looks like a bastardization of a white female. Once again, which is absolutely horrible that she would even think of herself that way. I can tell just by if she thinks like that, then she has to have low self-esteem in all types of ways that would actually probably make her very self-destructive to herself and possibly self-destructive to her mate, or if she has children. God knows what she's teaching them. If their mother thinks like this, she's doing serious damage to their minds by her thinking this way. So you folks can let me know how you feel about this in the comments section. I very much like to hear your opinions on this. And if you're a black woman with your natural hair, why don't you let it be known that your hair can grow and you can look very feminine with your natural hair? I mean, my wife and daughter, their hair is so long that, my daughter, if her hair is not braided down, it's all over the place, to the point where, like, if I took all her hair out, it would cover her whole face for the most part, and all you would see is her big smile. Like, it would cover her eyes and her nose if I just took her hair out of the braids. Likewise, my wife, if any complaints she has about her hair is that it is long. She always thinks about, trimming it down or cutting it, but then, like, when she's always like about to do it, and then she stops herself and is like, well, I guess I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just leave it the way it is, because she doesn't want to cut it because it is so long, right? And she's proud of that. But, you know, I've known so many black women with their natural hair, even if they get like a haircut, it grows back. So I don't know what some of these women are talking about. Yeah, if you're putting wigs and chemicals in your hair, it's not going to grow. You're doing damage to your natural hair follicles when you do that. But if since birth, had just been growing your natural hair and letting it grow out the way it's supposed to, you should have no problem growing your hair. So, like I said, anyway, you folks let me know what you think about it in the comments section. I'd very much like to hear your opinions on this story. Anyway, this is Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on the devil's back.